Reviewing G Herbo's new album, Big Swerv. G Herbo has been a constant in my musical life ever since I was 17 years old. I grew up on the early street singles like Running Through a Trek and Crack Flow and Gangway, and seeing him constantly elevate and go up in his career is something I always thought was so cool and loved to see as a fan from day one. So I always have big anticipation and expectations for a Herb album, and it is no different for this year's Big Swerve. This album lives up to the name lyrically, even from the first track, Strike You, where Herb talks about elevating from what he used to do in the streets to becoming a wealthy father. And of course, at this point in his life, that being his focus every day. I really like the instrumental on this track as well, with the choir vocal in the background. In the A with 21 Savage is cool as well. Not something that I see myself playing it too often. It just didn't really stick out to me instrumentally or lyrically. Whereas the third record, Trim, really stood out to me and had a very fire, dark instrumental. That was one of the first tracks to really catch my attention. 10 with Sexy Red is pretty cool instrumentally. And I'm sure some ratchet hoes might super fuck with it, but I'm just not the biggest fan of Sexy Red in general or her content. Whenever I hear her rap, I just kind of want to turn it off. And her verse on that song did not change my opinion. Influence is one of the best tracks on the whole album. I just think that these Philly drill OT7 quantity type beats are just made for Herb's style, and he destroys that song lyrically. The intro to Splat kind of tricked me. The way it starts out, I thought it was going to be a more soulful record, at least a more soulful instrumental. But after that intro, it kind of just goes into a very standard 808 Mafia trap beat that super bored me. And that record leads into Shoot, a single that I've already been very vocal about as absolutely dog shit. So two pretty quick skips in a row there, in my opinion. No Pics featuring Chief Keef. An awesome beat there. Sounds like something Chief Keef would even make. So, of course, it makes sense that he's on it. And I would say that Herb and Tosa have had pretty good chemistry on their records over the past years. So, it translated pretty well on that song. Next is Global Spinning. Easily a top two track on the album, in my opinion. Young Nudie type beat that goes absolutely insane. And Herb and Baby Jill going back and forth talking about what you can probably tell based on what the name of the song is. Regardless, when it comes to the tracks that are just turned, this is number one. And to me, Drunk as Fuck is really a skip. Lyrically, not what I like from him. The song didn't have too much structure, and it wasn't really catchy or didn't have any qualities of anything that I like from Lil Herb, in my opinion. And it did seem like it was trying to be like a catchy, fun song, but it just did not translate well. No Passes featuring Rob 49 is another major highlight, likely the best hook on the project. Really cool trenches to riches bars from both of them on that track. And Spin That Bag is not as bad as Drunk AF, but a song I don't like for very similar reasons, and I don't see myself really returning back to listen to that one. But then it's Candyman, easily another major highlight on the album. To me, it joins Influence and Global Spinning as the three best tracks on the project. It had to feel like one of those classic Herb records like Riding With It. Combine the introspective street storytelling with your flexing and aggressing in a really dope way, as Herb is known to do. And Yup is cool, but I kind of wish the order was switched. The last two tracks goes Candyman, then Yup. I wish it went Yup, then Candyman to kind of end the album out on a really strong note. But Yup is not bad at all. A pretty cool, uplifting record talking about how he loves how his life is now, being on a great upward trajectory, and he has no regrets about his past. Over a pretty cool soulful instrumental. But to me, some of Herb's best recent albums are 25 and PTSD. Do I think that this album is as good as either of those? No. But I definitely think it's better than his last effort, Survivor's Remorse. I think Herb is really in his bag on songs like Influence, Candyman, Trim, and Global Spinning in a way that I have not heard in quite a long time. So for me, I'm rating G Herbo's Big Swerve a 7.5 out of 10. What would you rate it? Let me know in the comments. Catch you in the next one. Peace.